Welcome to our YouTube channel, Mayor Developments. My name is Tushar. This is the second part of our vlog series showing how to convert a commercial property into a residential property. In this instance, it was a shop with a flat above, and now it's going to be converted into all residential, so a ground floor flat, a first floor flat, a second floor flat, and then hopefully a fourth floor flat if we get planning permission for it. Internally, we've done quite a lot of changes. So you can see all of the partition walls have been removed. Everything is back to brick effectively, and then we have now started afresh. At the back, we've done a ground floor extension, we're doing a first floor extension, and we're also doing a loft conversion as well. So far it's been 5 weeks. The builders have been working on site every single day, 5 builders, and we have made quite a lot of progress. So I'd just like to show you what's happened so far. Come through and have a look. So as you can see, this whole area has been knocked out. Before, you saw like a huge pile of mountain of rubbish here, where we managed to get a skip license to put the skip on the bay parking of the, outside. And we've used about 20 skips so far to get rid of all of that rubbish that was here. So in terms of rubbish, the partition walls, there was lard and plaster ceilings, which means that, it's an extra amount of rubbish. Now you can see just the joists that are in the ceilings, as well as this brand new steel beam that has been installed. Extremely heavy steel beam. I had to get various amount of quotations from different steel companies, and then managed to choose one who was able to do the installation as well. Because the installation, so when you do your steel quotations, they don't include installation. So that means you have to cut a hole out into the wall and actually get them to lift that steel beam up. Especially with the main load-bearing wall, this is like for the holding the whole building up in a sense. And these are extra big and heavy, 200 kilograms or so. There's ones at the back garden which have been put into the extension. Size-wise, our builders can lift them up, with a group of 4 or 5 guys. But with these ones, we need a proper machine to kind of get that in. And there will be some more steel beams going up into the second floor, as I show you later on. So internally, as you can see, they're currently working on plastering the walls with sand and cement. So you can see that, this rubbish is kind of coming on the floor, but you can see that the walls are all completely sand and cement, have been covered with sand and cement. So in terms of the layout, we've had to do a fire evacuation plan, which needs to be approved by the fire brigade themselves, as well as building control will need to sign that off as well. So in that way, we have not yet put the partition walls in yet, because we're waiting for that approval to happen. But when they do get approved, then we will line out all of the new partition walls which we're planning to do. Effectively, you can see at the back, we're going to go into the extension where they've built a 5.5 meter by 5.5 meter extension, which we removed the previous outbuilding at the back. We removed the bamboo at the back. And I'll show you what we've done in terms of how the process has been for doing that extension. This has so far taken a process of about 4 weeks of building all of that, where they had to dig the trench foundation, as well as they had to then build all the blocks and the bricks. So come through and we'll have a look at the back. Here we're in the back room. This is going to be 2 bathrooms, as mentioned before. There's going to be a door that goes all the way, a corridor that goes all the way down into the extension, that corridor there. And this side is going to be the bathrooms. So yeah, follow me through to the garden. We'll have a look at the extension. Okay, follow me. So as you can see, there's been a lot of progress that's happened. They've done the block work, the brickwork, the insulation, the DPC. They've done the new manhole. They've done the roof. And effectively now, what we're trying to do is wait for scaffolding to come in place. Once this roof is done, we'll put the scaffolding on top, and then we'll be able to do the first floor extension, a second floor extension, and the loft conversion. So in terms of this drainage, we needed to make sure that this manhole was the same size as what the old one was. So this drainage is effectively 55 centimeters in width, and then the depth has to be provided to Thames Water. The size of the pipe needed to be 10 centimeters, which is exactly the same as what was there before. They came and did a CCTV drainage survey to make sure that their pipes are not damaged. So before you do any extension project, make sure that you check whether or not your public sewer is within 3 meters from your extension. If it's within 3 meters, they need to move this out of the way. So I'm just going to show you inside. So we've got a door that will be here for the bedroom. There's a door here for the bedroom. There's another window, another window. So each bedroom has access to the garden. That's how we've done the layout. There's going to be one partition wall in the middle, which will be separating the two. As per building regulations, the door widths have to be 910 millimeters, 910 millimeters, so 91 centimeters wide. So you can see the size of that door has to be that minimum size for fire safety regulations, as well as we have to follow to make sure all the partition walls, the floors, the ceilings meet building regulations as well. So there have been these plans that have been drawn up so that we make sure that we follow it exactly when building control comes to sign it off. In terms of the drainage, it goes down like all the way down this pipe going down here. So they had to build a bridge. This bridge is like a lintel that's here, and there's one there as well, to make sure that the load doesn't go onto the pipes which belong to Thames Water. There was a manhole cover here, which they moved over there. And then the drainage for the bathrooms here will be connected for the ground floor flat. And then upstairs, you can see the pipes. That's the drainage that's going to be connected for the first floor and second floor flats. The floor here is going to be filled with concrete. Basically, it's going to come up to here, which is the floor height. They'll put that concrete in once this drainage has been all signed off by the building control. Then they'll put in the concrete up to that level. So then you can see the actual the floor level of the property. Still, the ceiling heights are going to be quite good. As you can see, this is 3.2 meters high, the size. And so the ceiling heights will still be something around about 2.6, something like that, on once it's finished. In terms of the steel beams, you can see this steel beam, that steel beam. This one is mainly for holding the balcony. The balcony is going to be 2.4 meters wide. It's going to be 2 meters in length. So there's 2 steel posts going up because there's going to be 2 balconies, one on the first floor and one on the second floor. So they're starting to work on that at the moment. They're going to finalize finishing the roof. Once the roof is finished, then they'll put the scaffolding on top. So in the garden, this is where they've kept all of the materials, you know, like the wood, the bricks. In total, just this extension is about 3,000 bricks that were bought. And obviously there's the blocks. It took 2 days for the people to build the actual walls themselves. There was like 5 or 6 guys that came and built it. And in terms of who has been working here, there's been 5 builders on site every single day. There has been the steel guys coming in as well. As you can see, the old bricks, they have been using these old bricks actually to fill up that chimney, the chimney stack which was opened up. They filled that up with the old bricks, has made use of that. And in the back garden, we had bamboo all the way along here, which has all been dug up and removed, which is good. And we had that extension, you know, we had the permission for the shed at the back, but we're not going to go ahead with that because obviously it's not worth it, we don't think. Maybe later down the line, there might be some angle to building something here if we have a right-of-way access from the back, which would mean we could potentially build another, you know, house or something here, but this is kind of a long shot and we also need permission from the back side to be able to have access. So yeah, in terms of the project, I can show you the upstairs and see the progress, so you can follow me to have a look. So in terms of the staircase, we've got here an 80 centimeter wide staircase. For building regs, because it's an existing staircase, this is acceptable. But for any new staircases that we do, it has to be 90 centimeters in width. In terms of this partition wall, we're going to be doing one partition wall here. There'll be a door here, which is for fire regulation purposes again. That fire protection, there'll be one here, and then there'll be one there, as per the plans that we have done. So as you come up, we'll come and have a look and see what the progress is upstairs. So literally, we have gone back to brick, as mentioned. In every room, we made sure that we've done this plastering of standard cement to make the walls nice and smooth, so that when they put that acoustic boards on the walls, that will be flush, and then the finish will be even nicer. These will be even longer lasting, well protected. They might put bonding as well on top so that it's even more protected. In terms of, there was a kind of chimney here in this corner. they did take it out as much as they could, as per what the structural engineer allowed. It is a slight angle here, but as this is a bedroom, there's still plenty of space for the bed and the sofa, bed and the wardrobe. In terms of the this window, this is going to be opened up. It's going to be a balcony. So effectively, you can see that the new roof that's going to be going out, that's literally where that balcony is going to be. It's going to be 2.4 meters in width, and it's going to be 2 meters in length. So yeah, effectively this whole thing will be nice and open. So this wall will be all blocked. There's going to be stairs going up here. So the entrance to the flat will be here. So this is the first floor flat, the entrance, which is going to be a corridor as you come in. There's going to be a 1.5 meter squared cupboard, which is the minimum space storage that you require. Because it's an electric only flat, there'll be a tank, which is for the water tank to heat it up. And then there's the bathroom over here in this corner. To ensure the structural wall, they've put this beam here to make sure that the staircase can be opened up. This wall can be all opened up to putting that staircase down there. They've done the exact same thing on the second floor as well in terms of this layout. As you can see, they've removed the chimney. It's now completely open, so you've got all of this extra space, which is useful on both this side as well as that side. So it's really added a good amount of square footage by doing this. We'll go to this room, where there's going to be a door here going into the flat. This one will be blocked off, and then there's going to be a kind of an L-shaped kitchen in this corner, a small dining area, and then sofa area over there. So it's kind of a large, good-sized kitchen living room. In terms of the floor, the next stages that they have to do is put like additional layers of floor, acoustic sound insulation. There's 3 or 4 different methods that they suggested to us in terms of using. Our structural engineer and builder will decide which one to go for, and next week they're going to be putting in the extra sound insulation, acoustic insulation in between the floors. And then same on the walls as well. They need to have the right amount of sound and noise insulation on the walls as well. So I might put those up on the screen so you can have a look and see the exact, what's required. Then we can move on upstairs. There's not much structurally otherwise where we don't need any steel beam here. There will be a steel beam on the upstairs flat, but otherwise structurally this is pretty much how it's going to be. So we can go upstairs and have a look at the second floor. So as you come up here, you can see that the partition wall is slightly different in this corner, on the basis that when we do this staircase, it's going to be slightly different to the downstairs flat. Because of, as I said, you need to have a minimum of 90 for a new staircase. So when we enter into the flat, there's going to be a stairs going around, wrapping around up here like this, which is going to be slightly wider. And that's just to meet the kind of fire safety as well as building regulations as well. So the inside of the kitchen area might be a little bit smaller. So you lose a little bit of this space for the stairs effectively. So that it's going to be kind of like an L-shaped kitchen living area. That makes sense. But otherwise it will be the same for the first floor flat. So I'll show you the entrance to the first floor flat, second floor flat. So the entrance is the same. There's going to be a corridor. There's going to be a door going out for that back bedroom, which will have a balcony as well. And then this area will become the bathroom. This area will become that storage tank for the electric heating system. So it's been really good progress over the last 5 weeks. We now are at the next stage of funding from the lenders. So they're going to be coming next week to have a look. In terms of building control, he's going to be coming to check. He's already signed off the foundations. He's got to come and check the insulation. He's going to check the fires, the walls and the internal layouts as well. And he's going to check the steel beams and the structure has been done properly. We've also got our structural engineer coming next week to make sure that the steels and everything that's been done has been done properly before that we start doing the rest of everything else in terms of like, the sound and noise insulation stuff. We've applied to the council to discharge the planning conditions of sound and noise. They have come back to us and we've sent them the reports coming back and forth. Hopefully they'll approve it within the next 1 or 2 weeks, and then we can work on, putting all of that in place. In terms of the building warranty, they came and as well, they signed off. There's different stages when they have to come. There's different stages when building control have to come. And we're trying to do it hand in hand when with the lender to make sure that funding is all available to be able to keep the project going. In terms of next steps, we have the scaffolding coming next week. They're going to remove the whole of this ceiling, like the whole of the roof. The roof is all going to come out, everything. And it's going to be all opened up. There's going to be kind of a tin hat that covers the whole roof to protect it from any rain. And they're going to be working on building the walls and the mansard loft, as well as they're going to be building that extension at the back. The finish of the back of the wall has to be the same. So it's going to be that same kind of brick colored finish, same on the top floor as well. So if you would like to come and have a look at the site, if you'd like to come and see the site, on site, you can message, you can comment, like, and see if you'd like to provide your details so that I could reach out to you and you can arrange a time to come and have a look. So as stated before about the party wall agreement, we had done that party wall agreement and we've blocked up all of the bricks all the way to the top of the wall there. So you can see this, again, we're going to be like an L-shaped kitchen over here. There's going to be a small dining area, and then this will be kind of sofa lounge area or TV area. This will be a 1-bedroom flat, which we're hoping on the top floor that we'll make it into a duplex. So this will be upstairs will be a studio flat if we get the 4th flat. But if it's not, then we'll just keep it as a duplex flat where it will be a kitchen, bedroom, and then upstairs maybe 2 more bedrooms. So that'll be the layout. It depends on what happens in terms of our planning application. We've got 2 more months to wait for the council to come back to us on the 4th flat. In terms of the windows, we need to send those exact specification of the exact thickness of the windows to the council for them to agree that it meets their requirement. It also needs to have a specific ventilation so that when the window is closed, that the sound is not so bad, but there still will be ventilation, enough ventilation for the room, effectively. So there is a specific requirement within what the sound specialist has provided for the type of ventilation that we're going to be putting in there as well. Or the other option is to put an extractor fan system inside the property to make sure there's enough ventilation. But we think the vent option will probably look much more cleaner, and it won't have as much, when you look at the finish of an extractor fan in the living area, you don't really want to hear that noise, whereas this would just be like a lot more cleaner. So then we've got to make the choices of, where the sockets, where the switches go, first fix electrics. We've spoken to a few self-lay companies about electrics and water, but because this project is only 4 units, they say it's kind of too small of a project for them to do. So we're going to just use the official electric provider and the official Thames Water to get the new connections. We thought we could try to save money there, but in this sense, we're just going to go with the official providers rather than self-lay providers. It will take 6 weeks to 8 weeks for them to come and put the new connections there. So a 3-phase supply, which means that there's going to be more power coming to all of the flats. So we've done that application as well. There was the street name and numbering department that we had to contact in terms of we had to get the flat 1, flat 2, flat 3. For each flat, they have changed that address on Royal Mail. They've changed it so that Ealing Council Tax know as well. We've had to speak to business rates as well as the valuation office agency to make sure that they know that the addresses have changed, as well as applying for that exemption so that they know it's not being lived in, it's empty for this period, so we don't need to pay business rates or council tax for this period of time whilst we're doing the works, which saves a few £1,000s, which is really useful. And I'm hoping that the progress carries on in the same manner without any hiccups. Obviously, we've had a few hiccups here and there in terms of making sure that the skips come on time and making sure that all the materials come on time, making sure that the steels come on time. But so far, everything is going to plan, and I think we are on track to complete this project within 5 months. So we started in February, we should be finished by about June. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you found that video useful. Maybe some tips and tricks that you've learned so that you can use it on your projects that you do in the future. If you'd like to comment, ask any questions, I'm happy to answer your questions. If you'd like to message me on Instagram or YouTube, you're welcome to do that. And if you'd like to come on site and have a look yourself, there will be site visits that we'll be doing, or even ad hoc if you want to come on site and have a look. I'm happy to show you around and help you to kind of like see a project on site yourself, so you can see what it's like when you're doing an extension, when you're doing a loft conversion, when you're doing a first floor extension. So we're at that stage now. I'm hoping that I release this video soon so that you could message, and then whilst the works are still going on up until roughly May, June 2025, you're welcome to come and have a look. So yeah, any questions, please let me know. Like, comment, subscribe, and thanks for watching. Next time is part 3, where we'll be documenting the next stage. I think it'll be 5 or 6 parts, this whole video.